Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, where today we're going to be returning to the Emprise. But before we do, let us confer with our war council, who does less about war, I suppose, and more about gathering herbs and cloths. I also spent money in order to increase my Inquisition perks. What did I want to buy? Oh yeah, I bought the rogue schematics, but I did not look at any of them. Do I want to increase everybody's defenses by 10%? That sounds useful. Let's do that first, then worry about focus and master focus. And then everybody did something. We got some great bear hide. And some velveteen. Good job. That went splendidly. Naturally, these worthies of Orlais wanted nothing more than to be given everything while providing nothing in return. But I set the record straight. If they want our assistance in supporting their efforts to restore the war-torn Dales, they'll need to show some deference to our agents and ensure that any troop movements and trade efforts the Inquisition makes in the Dales are given the highest priority. All it took was a bit of negotiation and a few subtle threats. They sent along some lovely gifts to show their appreciation for your presence in Skyhold, and the Consortium should ensure that any attempts we make to gather coin in the future are that much easier. We had another mission available that I was, I'm going to have Josephine deal with this because I would rather have Lady Doucette follow her heart. She shouldn't be trapped by what her family tells her what to do. And Lord Basil is a minor noble, and his favor is not worth courting. I can trick him into social ruin. Once he is torn down, he may rant, but no one will listen.
Let us begin.
Oh, I suppose we're either ruining the father or the daughter. And I suppose I'm going with the father in this case. Let us gather more leather. Let's have Cullen do that. Let's have Liliana gather some elf fruit. And then Cradle. Oh yeah, we unlocked that. To find some sword of the elves. So let's go do that and then head over to Emprise de Lyon. Where the Red Templars are still waiting in the quarry. Collect the shattered pieces of a sword. Oh yeah, the sword has been broken apart. Supposedly it'll curse whoever touches it.
The blade was lost.
Lost or misused. There is a reason it was never reclaimed.
I mean, lost things have a reason for not being reclaimed. Be swift and silent. Verasan, the way of the arrow. As the sapling bends, so must you. Verborasan, the way of the bow. Hello. Spider, maybe? Take that! Okay, supposedly there is a sword fragment here? Or is it downstairs? I'm hoping this doesn't become a puzzle of some sorts. There would be nothing worse than having to do a puzzle. How am I in stealth if you can keep targeting me? Oh.
There's more ground.
Be careful. There may be a reason this ground has been disturbed for so long.
It's only part of the sword. The elves broke it after all.
They performed a ritual they did not understand. It appears they paid the consequences for it. That corpse was possessed by a pride demon. I doubt it was alone.
There must be more altars.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a pride demon that emerged. That seemed more like a revenant. It's like one of those things where, like, you have the video game and then you have the writing, and sometimes the development of the video game and then the development of the writing does not necessarily go hand in hand. My favorite examples of this is, on one end, you have Soldier of Fortune 2 Double Helix, which is not a good game. But, like, there's one point where, like, there's a character guiding you via a headset. And the character is like, there are bad guys ahead of you. And it's like, all right, thanks. I'm glad you were able to tell me that. I'm playing a first-person action shooter. Of course there are bad guys ahead of me. On the other end, there's Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne, where there's a sequence where Mona Sachs is guiding Max through an apartment building via headset. And she's like, down the second hall to the left, there's a bad guy guarding the door on the right. Like, she is extremely specific when she's giving you these directions. Like, and that doesn't always happen. Oh, damn it. Hit the wrong button. That's okay. We can stealth again.
So, Cassandra, if you were trained young, how long have you been giving Andraste's hairy eyeball?
Andraste's what?
The sword eye hair thing. You know, knock knock, Inquisition, Andraste's hairy eyeball says, "What are you doing?"
The eye is wreathed in fire, the light of the Maker and the flames of Andraste's sacrifice.
Oh, you need better painters. I just figured she was ginger.
She was.
Well, there you go then.
No, there we don't go.
All right. And you! Take that! Oh, these guys are level 20. They're actually my level that I'm fighting against here. Fantastic. And then there is going to be one additional piece of the sword, presumably at my level. Unless there's a way back down. It looks like there's a way back down. Or I could just drop down. Who even needs the stairs when you have gravity? Why is this guy level 11?
One down!
The spider is level 11. But the enemies I'm fighting are level 20 that summon from the sword pieces. No, that wasn't supposed to hit the corpse. That was supposed to hit the Revenant. Oh my gosh. So it's hard to tell distance when the camera tilts so far up. Like, I already talked about this before, about, like, this isn't the Dragon Age Inquisition problem. This is a lot of third-person action games with a lock-on system camera problem. Like, you can see this in,
The final piece of the sword. Perhaps Dagna can find a way to restore it.
So, we're taking it to Skyhold? Or somewhere else. Like I already mentioned, this is not just a Dragon Age Inquisition problem. You also see it in Dark Souls, most notoriously in the very first, with the very first boss in Bloodborne, the optional cleric beast, where the cleric beast is barely fightable with the lock-on. To someone who can repair it. Alright, well, let's go back to... To Emprise de Leon. It looks like we can return the wedding ring to its rightful owner. Oh, we still have to bring the Philandrous to Hinterlands, and we still need to go to the Desert Oasis to turn in some more of the shards. This game does have a lot of like fetch things, bring things places quests. And like it's like in my memory of this game, it seemed to suffer most from that. But now playing it again, like it largely suffers from having giant open areas where you're just kind of wandering around doing side objectives, versus say open areas where there's more of like a kind of a story that connects everything. Like the Hinterlands, there's almost no story that connects it. The main story is that you discover the Mage Templar War. Granny may have this ring. No, get up.
Mama's ring. You found it. Oh, thank you.
Let's go here. But yeah, they're in Hinterlands. There's the Templar war going on, Mage War, and like you fight your way. You can make your choice between aiding the Templars or aiding the mages. But that's largely in the north section of the town. Once you get that done, like everything south, everything central, east, south, west in Hinterlands is its own just kind of like collection of stuff. On like the west side of the Hinterlands, you've got the farm where you get your horse. On the southwestern side, there's like Templars there. No, I didn't want to collect that. Oh my, this invisible wall is keeping me from going forward. But like, it's a very large area for storyline that doesn't necessarily occupy that much of it, versus say Crestwood, which has more going on for it story-wise. Are you up above or down below? I think you're up above. Desert Oasis probably being the worst example, where there's next to no story going on for the Desert Oasis. Like, you go there because you find out that there's something in regards to the shards going there. And then it's just a big vertical area where you're constantly maneuvering your way up, down. I claim this gate for the Inquisition! The Judical's Crossing. The Grand Bridge, named Judical's Crossing, was constructed in 856, blessed to celebrate the coronation of Emperor Judical I, as a testament to the skill of Orlay's greatest engineers. The bridge replaced an ancient fallen highway leading to the Pools of the Sun. At the bridge's ceremonial dedication, the Emperor's sister, Grand Duchess Leontine, led a dozen nobles and their entourages in a stroll across the bridge to the hot springs, where they took the waters. Judical's Crossing structural supports bear architectural and decorative elements that mimic those of the ancient Tevinter highway it replaced. One can see their like several miles away in the archways rising above the village of Sarnia. The Andrastian statues that decorate the walkway, however, are entirely Orlesian in style. Just so you know, all of that is going to be on a quiz. Also, a few miles away, like Sarnia's right here. No, right here. And we are here. Alas, video games don't necessarily want realistic distance or time. I unlocked this operation for the Inquisition.
Build this.
We can rebuild it. If we rebuild it, then we will come? I'm hoping they won't come, because I don't know who they would be in that case. Alright. Search the quarry. Learn her next move. Oh yeah, there's the Huntress tracking something in this area. And it's not entirely clear who she's tracking. Oh, hold on. Is this a landmark?
There must be something here.
It is a... Oh, hello. Take that! And that! Nah. So many obstacles in the way. Let us use our... Never mind. The boys at Suladan need several barrels for those things they're working on. Also prepare a batch for the Storm Coast. Legacy White Shear, peculiar and rare. A single run of the spirit to color and what has been optimistically been called flavor. From lyrium in the cask's bilge hoop. A sipping whiskey if you value your innards. A drinking whiskey if you do not value your innards. So wait, what is locked? There does not seem to be any locks. This is the lock below us.
Let us out!
Okay. Wow, that is a huge lock.
The Red Templar lieutenants are in the quarry. This won't stop until they're dead.
Oh my. The number of objectives has increased tenfold. Do I need to fight any of those guys? I mean, oh, those are just wolves. Never mind. Alright, supposedly the hunter passed through this region. Del, it's over. It's done. I got him. I'm going back to my old camp to pick up the letter I left for you, and then I'm leaving this horrible place. I don't have to skulk around anymore, hiding behind trees and erasing my tracks. I'm free, and I'm coming home. Diane. Ah! Invasion! Take this! I really probably shouldn't be abusing my horse so much, but I mean... Ooh, hello. Good job, Cassandra. I still appreciate you using that ability, even if it gets in my way sometimes. All right, let us unlock this.
They'll turn us into those things.
Let's open up this giant lock.
Are all the cages open?
Kind of weird how the game doesn't really know how to get rid of these villagers without having to, like, make the entire screen just fade to black, lock off your controls. Sir? Oh my god. Couts, we need more villagers. We've gone through the miners already. Weaklings! Get the rest from the most recent list. I don't care if the village is running out. No one will miss them. Okay, this is probably the evidence that I went the wrong way, is because now I have to climb back up in order to get the evidence needed to proceed in the story. To confirm, yes, I've heard the reports. The Inquisition is on the rise, but there'll be a toothless hound once our master deals with them. We stand between the enemy and Corypheus. He gave us what the Chantry never would, a second chance. I don't want to see a single man let him down. So the lyrium. Let it follow where we walk, take root where we settle. Never forget that your footsteps, yours, mark Corypheus's path to victory.
I found a letter from Samson himself.
All right. Let us go save more villagers, unlock more giant decorative padlocks. How do you know this is the Inquisition? Maybe I'm actually somebody else. Sir, can you read the room? Can you tell that I'm fighting them right now? Jeez, I got it.
Have you looked everywhere? They took so many of us.
Okay. Hello, random guy who is also standing right at the top of the ladder. To Paxley. I've seen the transformations. It's a horror to watch your soldiers' faces change, to realize they might not remember your day-to-day. It's a sword in the guts, but the one who makes it through. Ah, near invincible. Feed elf fruit to the soldiers hurting, as much as they want. Beyond that is just waiting until they stop feeling the pain. Remind them that they spread delirium. It grows at our touch. With the materials I've sent, they'll grow enough for a dozen armies. It's proof we're on the right path, that any suffering is worthwhile. Remind them.
A note from Samson about spreading red lyrium.
Like I said before, the entire idea of saying there are more of us than you know. The Red Templars have said that many times. There are more of us than you know.
Be wary. These mountains are the perfect place for an ambush.
Break the locks, please.
And yet there's no real way for these Red Templars to hide themselves.
Break the locks, please.
I'm working on it, gosh. So demanding. These hostages. No, they're not. Can't you see my quest log? Alright, I think I'm at the right level for this. This landmark. Ah. Sarah. I mean, I'm sure this is probably not the right way up, but... There we go. I claim this quarry for the Inquisition! I took a quick tour around the quarry in Sarnia, famed for its azure granite. The owner of the mine, Albin Poland, proudly informed me that 500 blocks of stone from that very quarry were used to tile the bathing chambers of Lady Mantelin's summer estate. Wow, great. I'm reminded that earlier this... Has it been or only this week? Earlier this week. I had posted on Facebook that, you should shame the billionaires as much as you want for buying extravagant things they don't need while their workers are on financial assistance or not financially inclined. The entire idea of building a bathing, like spending so much stone just on one person's bathing needs is extravagant, to the point in which it abuses the labor in which it acquired it. But I suppose that's also the nature of Orlais as well. The entire idea of nobles and monarchy places favor over people who are simply born in the right families. There we go. Is this a letter that we're gonna get another one of these? I will not survive this. I saw what the Red Templars did to the others. The red crystals, they get in your flesh and they change you. You lose yourself, then you die. That is to be my fate. I pray Lynette does not mourn for me long. I don't deserve her love. The world must know what I've done. I won't go to the grave carrying this weight. I killed Lynette's brother, God. He told her he was going to fight for the Empress, but he never intended to do so. He was going to run away to Ferelden. I caught him one night looking in our bureau for Lynette's jewels. He meant to take them and leave forever. I tried to stop him, but he fought back and I killed him. I never meant to. It was an accident. Make her forgive me, Andraste. Grant me her strength. Lewis. No. Alright, I guess I can't. No. Also, Solus, enjoy yourself a health potion on the house. Next time you have to pay for that health potion. What if you actually could charge your allies? Like, your allies had their own monetary systems. They had their own wallets. And you could actually charge them for every healing potion they used. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. I see the letter, but I cannot actually turn around. To Besen, Maddox needs twice the usual red lyrium to modify my armor properly. Taking over as the vessel means it has to be perfect. Have the amount ready in 3 days, and you and your squad will get a chance to serve as Corypheus' honor guard. My proving goes on. When I first donned the armor, I thought I was drowning in fire. Without Corypheus to stop me, I'd have torn my own skin off. Now the armor's settled, I can march for days without rest. Break a man like kindling. I'm finally fit to be the vessel. Maddox may come to you to work on my armor's modifications. If he gives you instructions about the lyrium, follow them to the letter. Treat Maddox like you treat me.
We should inform Cullen that we've taken care of Samson's red lyrium hoard. He will be pleased.
Should cheer him up. Shift that stick in his ass.
Alright. But there's still stuff for us to do. And there's that locked door. Wherever it is. It seems to be underground somewhere. Alright, it looks like at least this path might take us to more villagers. Yeah, who are not guarded at all. I can do that.
Have you freed everyone?
No.
don't seem well. What's wrong?
The red crystals, I can feel them at the tips of my fingers, beneath my nails, under my eyelids. I know what happens. I have a letter for my love. Would you place it in the hollow of the marked tree by the river? When he returns from the war, he'll know to look there. Let him hate me and move on.
Alright, so there actually isn't that much more to do in Emprise du Lion. Less than I was expecting. There's just one more villager, 2 more groups of red templars, a letter to deliver, another letter to deliver, and then we'll go back to Cullen, tell him the good news.
Break the locks, please!
Ah. Why am I in stealth?
You have to help us. They'll turn us into those things.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Where is the villager cart? There it is.
Break the locks,
I
please!
got it.
You saved us.
Yes.
We can all go home now.
Yes. Is this on the same level as me, or is it upstairs? I think it's upstairs. The thing it wants me to find. Klimt. Who's sending this? Is okay, so that's not Samson, so we need a different voice. Klimt, Lieutenant Kaut isn't feeling well, so I must rely on you to handle the lady from the village. Set aside some basic supplies, flour, dried peas, blankets, any coin you can spare. Either bring them or have them brought to the grove of trees at the fork of the Elf's Blood 2 nights from now. Make sure no one sees you. Mistress Poland should be there. She'll give you a list, people we can use in exchange for the goods. Bring the list to me. Oh, and lean on her a bit. Kat's got a soft heart and lets her get away with things. Her lists have been getting shorter, and she recommends folks who are old or have some hidden ailment. We take them, but they don't survive the seeding. Useless. Tell her she comes up with something good, or we take everyone. So, the lady who sold the quarry has also been selling out her villagers in hopes to protect them. But in reality, the Templars are just going to slowly pick the village clean as they get more and more recruits. Attack that one. Oh my. I forgot I gave Cassandra that upgrade. All right. Let us... No, we're not gonna move just yet. Let's loot that. There's the bridge we can't cross just yet. Yeah, let's talk to Mistress Poland, who we know has been selling out her villagers in hopes to protect herself or protect them, either way, to essentially keep her interests safe. What does she have to say for herself?
You lied. You knew what the Red Templars were doing, but you took their gold and stayed silent.
Yes, I took their gold. Gold and any supplies they would give. All so we could live. There are many orphans in Sarnia. Who protected them when their parents were lost? We couldn't run, not with the river frozen and the demons. If I had said anything, they would have killed me too.
So you allowed everybody else to die.
Someone like you would come destroy them. All we could do was survive till that day. Now it's calm, hasn't it? I was right.
People were taken, infected with red lyrium because of your actions.
What else could I do? Take up the old pitchfork to fight? Those who died would have died regardless. This way at least some survived.
He was it. Goodbye.
Lewis!
saw what those Templars did to the others. If you hadn't freed us, I might have been next.
I found your confession. You killed Lynette's brother.
No. It was an accident. He was going to take everything. You mustn't tell Lynette. Let her believe the war killed Gard.
Gard was her brother. She deserves to know the truth.
I was going to die. Now we have a chance to start over. Please, I beg you.
I had not considered how fighting in our world might affect the Fade. Is it always thus, Solas?
It is worse this time, with the breach pulling spirits through against their will. But yes, every war, no matter how just, leads to hunger and rage, and so come the demons.
It is said that generals should avoid fighting in the same battlefield too many times.
The deaths, the rage, all of it weakens the veil.
But nothing is ever said of the effect war has upon the world of spirits, what we might be doing to them.
Every war has unintended victims.
We're not fighting the passing wolves. Oh my gosh. They're just wolves just nearby the town. We don't have to... And then they just disappeared anyway. Alright, Lewis, you can keep your secret.
Destroy what I wrote?
It is your confession. Do with it as you will.
Bless your heart, Inquisitor.
You will... Goodbye.
Alright, and then there's... a tree I'm supposed to put a letter in. Hold on. The Inquisitor is available for anything. Putting letters in trees. Do I need to do this? A better courtyard? How do I upgrade these things? Where is this tree? Oh. Alright. Let's go back to Skyhold. We're gonna need to talk to Cullen. And send out an operation for the bridge. That was a weak snap. I can do better. Hold on. Alright, let us summon the War Council. I'm sure the people I sent collecting elf fruit and leather are finished with their jobs. Ambassador Monteliet.
How goes the hunt for Samson?
We're close. I know it.
We, the members of the Orlesian Society for the Protection of Historic Architecture, would like to draw your attention to the deplorable state of Judicial's Crossing. The bridge was constructed in 856, blessed as part of the festivities surrounding the first anniversary of the coronation of Emperor Judicial the First, and for nearly an age it has been considered the greatest triumph of Orlesian engineering. Now it lies in ruins, shattered by monstrous rebels of the Templar Order. You cannot allow this grave injustice to stand, Ambassador. The Crown is too involved in its civil war to properly care for our historic landmarks, but the Inquisition will surely come to the aid of its people. With hope, Duchess Nicole de Volmontaigne. In another hand, at the bottom letter, Cullen, can we handle this, please? I'm receiving 19 of these letters per day. Commander, repairs to the damaged bridge at the Judicial's Crossing are complete, although we ran into some complications. The workers were spooked by sightings of dragons flying around the site, so we brought in Tamar for extra security. She did a good enough job, but next time I think we'll call in anybody else. That woman doesn't just frighten dragons, if you know what I mean. Alright, apparently we have a prisoner to judge. I don't remember us catching a prisoner.
Mistress Pulin of Sarnia is
aiding
and
her.
abetting the Red Templars in the Dales. She sold a quarry to them for a handsome sum. They used the quarry to grow red lyrium by enslaving townspeople. The only extenuating circumstance, Mistress Pulin was procuring supplies to keep the remaining townspeople fed.
If you'd like to explain your intentions, speak.
My crime was misjudgment. The land sale was meant to bring prosperity in hard times.
Yet you kept taking coin from the Red Templars, even after you realized what they'd done to the people.
Why not? It bought food for the ones remaining. Isn't that enough?
Why do we have such a why do we have such a close-up of the Inquisitor's legs?
Mistress Pulin, you will spend all your ill-earned money rebuilding the town of Sarnia. If the townspeople forgive you, your debt to them is paid.
Your worship, I will do my best to repair what...
Everybody seemed to like that, except for like one person. But that's fine. Yeah, make sure that money goes to the people. Because, like, I suppose if she didn't do the thing that she did, like, the Red Templars would have just kidnapped the villagers anyway. Like, this just allowed them to keep it on the down low, so to speak. Dagna?
You were there. I have to know what it was like. The colors, the smells, the magic. I'm sorry, it's just so exciting. You went into the Fade. If you have time, Inquisitor, do tell.
We found a sword in an elven ruin. Can you do something with it?
That broken thing? You can't stitch a sword. Metal doesn't heal. What if it did, though? That would be amazing.
Dagna, the sword?
Sorry. It's quality, right? I could use the pieces to make a plan for a new sword. One that's less broken. It's like the pieces are inspiration. That's just perfect for you.
Wait, but we got a sword out of it, right? Or did we got plans for a sword? Or did we get anything? Or is this a two-handed sword? I have no idea what we just got. All right, Cullen. What do you got about the Samson hunt?
Found in the quarry. Samson is making red lyrium from people?
Not anymore. Not in that mine.
I knew Samson had fallen, but this... it's
monstrous. We have to put an end to him. Look at these orders from the encampment. That armor must give Samson extraordinary power. We may not be able to stop him.
Take away his armor and the lyrium, and Samson's just another man.
I couldn't say how. Templars are trained not to destroy expensive magical equipment. Perhaps Dagna has some ideas. She crafts the impossible every day.
Back to Dagna.
Inquisitor.
Your worship.
Dagna, what you got for me?
Dagna, what have you learned of Samson?
He should be dead. I mean, you could make a hat out of red lyrium and kill people, especially the wearer. Samson's armor, it's genius. To do all this and not go insane, he must be resistant. Or he is insane. Or both.
So in addition to killing others, it's slowly consuming him, too.
Yes, but slow is not fast. Doesn't matter. I can find a way to hurt him. I just need time and red lyrium. For tests.
Is that wise?
Everything is safe if handled properly. And you don't touch it long, or breathe it. I mentioned the hat, right? No hat. Time and resources, Inquisitor. I'll get what you want. Now shoot, I have work to do.
Okay. Well, let's see if there's somebody available. All right, this might be an operation that requires power, so it doesn't matter if anybody's available. So let's see if we can spend some power in order to exploit Samson's weakness. Or find a weakness to exploit. Kind of the same thing. Almost. They're in the neighborhood, but just across the street from each other. Oh. We had one of Liliana's spies bait Lord Basil into starting his rant at a recent ball. Just as he was reaching the climax of his argument, Lady Doucette entered in full Inquisition regalia, with an entourage of our soldiers, and exposed her father's lies. She then challenged him to a duel for the Inquisition's honor. The Lord would not meet her blade and was shunned for the rest of the event, while Lady Doucette became the star of the evening. I don't think we need to worry about Lord Basil in the future. All right. Okay, or is this in Ferelden? The red lyrium is very strange. How Samson's armor hasn't killed him? I don't know. I can find out, but it'll be time and money, tools, tests, and some books I remember from a circle or two, if they aren't stolen or burned, in which case I'll need to write them, and ink isn't cheap.
Let us begin.
With the right investment, nothing is out of reach. You'd say that, but just the other day, on the internets, somebody was mentioning how, like, at one point in time, HBO had attempted to try to get the Game of Thrones creators to film Game of Thrones. No, that's Emerald Graves. To film Game of Thrones in vertical so that it could be easily shared on cell phones. And not just that. Ooh. What are you? But to also film as, like, mini episodes, so in, like, snackable, bite-sized chunks. And I found myself recalling that Quibi once existed, that there actually was a streaming service that filmed vertically, in short, mini, bite-sized chunks. And that streaming service had a startup value of $1.75 billion. And by the end of the year that it's first started, like it started airing in 2020, April. And it closed business by the end of that year.
Fine day, is it not?
Any news, Baron?
Judicale's crossing has been rebuilt, thanks to our combined efforts. Scouts have spotted a dragon flying through the hills. If this is a high dragon ready to spawn, there is reason for concern.
I shall take my leave.
Is that it?
Good day, Your Worship.
Any news, Baron?
We plan to push into the region to make it safe for trade and travel.
You seem to know Josephine quite well.
Oh, yes. Yves Montillier, Josephine's father, is an old friend. We used to hunt together. I watched her grow up, you know. Such a clever girl. She could charm wolves to dance with hares. I am gratified to see the Inquisition has not overlooked her talents.
I shall take my leave.
I was going to say, like, what quest am I trying to get? All right. Now, there is a lot to do on the east side there. Okay, so what we're going to do then is... let's go to the hinterlands. And bring some Philandris there. Wait. Hold on. Let's forget that snap. I was in the middle of talking about Quibi. $1.75 million was spent on this startup company. And it ended up selling all of its properties, all of its IP to Roku, later that the same year that it actually started, for less than $200 million. And, like... that's the thing with the idea that, like, if you have finances, you can make something work. Look at Epic Games Store. Like, Epic Games Store has been losing Gearbox a lot of money since it opened, because they're trying to, they're trying to push, like, the free games to get people to look at the Epic Games Store in the first place. They've been spending money on the free games. They've been spending money on exclusives. But they've not been spending money on making the Epic Games Store a worthwhile competitor to Steam. Or even good old games. Like, it's not that gamers would be opposed to another marketplace. How do I get to this stupid thing? But, like, if it's poorly made, nobody's going to buy from that store. That storefront. Throwing money at something does not make it successful. Although I suppose if you have an infinite supply of investment, you will find yourself to the point in which you can keep something unsuccessful alive for way longer than it normally would be. Like, Quibi had $1.75 billion. Like, if people still kept throwing money at it, it could, in theory, still exist, even if it is unprofitable. Let us throw some Philandris over here. What did we gain out of doing that? other than getting rid of that quest? I do not know. Let us go back to the Forbidden Oasis. I think I called it the Desert Oasis earlier. It is just the Forbidden Oasis. And unlock the next door. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about in regards to the whole Quibi thing, $1.75 billion was spent making that happen. If you gave me $1.75 billion, I have never made a movie before. Yeah, I've never made a movie before. I've never made a streaming service, but I feel like I could probably spend $1.75 billion more successfully than the investors in Quibi. I forget who said it, but they said, like, they were talking about how, like, Hollywood pumps out these $200 million movies. And they had posted about how, like, if you just give me $200 million, I'll make $102 million movies. And sure, most of them are going to suck. Like, a good maybe 50% of them are just going to be awful. But you know, maybe some of them will be okay. And maybe one or two of them will really kind of find an audience. And make enough profit to make up for the other, like, 75 or 80. And I feel the same way about the $1.75 billion. Like, I feel like $50 million is a great amount to make movies. So $1.75 billion. How many movies can you make with at $50 million per movie? Oh, wait. We need marketing. And marketing is usually twice the amount of movie. So let's say $25 million per movie. And so that's $50 million with marketing. So that's 2 at $100 million. 20 movies for $1 billion. So you're looking at about 35 movies? Just give me $1.75 billion. I'll make 35 movies. And sure, maybe 15 of them are going to suck. But maybe 5 of them are going to be okay. Maybe a couple of them will be pretty good. Like, I'm sure they're going to recoup the costs in a better fashion than the construction of Quibi did. But I suppose at the same time, like, the people who invested in it did believe in the idea of Quibi. They actually thought it would work. And that's the thing with investment. You can spend... Oh, Cassandra, why are you almost dead? You can spend the money in hopes it'll be successful. But there's no guarantee. Okay, let's see. Do I have enough to open up this door? Yes, I do. Nah. Nope. Hit the thing I'm trying to stab. Stab him! Oh yeah, I probably should stab him too. Alright, and that's the end of this series of doors. I think. And I leveled up, I think? Yes. What shall I spend it on? Nah. We want to go there. So let us unlock that. And start working our way down towards the bonus to armor penetration. Because that's undoubtedly going to... Is that really going to help us? That's going to help us, yeah. In the long run. Alright, and now let's go to the other door, see if we could actually unlock it yet, or see if we have enough shards to proceed a little bit deeper down the spirit path. Or no, that was the spirit path. This is the fire path. Yes, we do. Okay, that missed completely. Nope. And then let's see if we can unlock this next door. Though we're probably, yeah, we're 15 shards short of unlocking this final door. So, let's go back to Skyhold. This is where we're going to stop for the night. Got any suggestions for someone to play next? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a good night.